Hello everyone, welcome back to maths class, chapter number 20, chapter number 18, exercise 18C, question number 25. Observe the given diagram carefully and it is asked to prove the three sub questions. Let us concentrate one by one. Read the question carefully. The first point is we need to prove angle BAP. This angle BAP is equal to angle ADQ. So with the observation, we can come to a conclusion that directly there is no relationship between these two angles. Hence, we cannot prove that directly these two angles are equal. None of the properties will apply. Now let us try to observe whether do we have any one angle which is equal to these two angles, a common angle. So if you observe the diagram and if you recall all the properties and theorems of a circle and a cyclic quadrilateral and the tangents, automatically you will get it. So let me go on to the point number 1. Just let me draw out the diagram. I hope so you are going to get. It is said in the question that the line PQ is parallel to the line BC. As PQ is parallel to BC, I can say that angle PAB is equal to angle ABC. What is the reason? Angle PAB is equal to angle ABC. What is the reason? Alternate angles. Let us write the same. That is step number 1. Proof part, I am directly moving into point number 1. Angle PAB is equal to angle ABC. Reason is alternate angles. Now, observe the diagram, children. Can you notice a cyclic quadrilateral named as ABCD? Can you identify a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD? Yes. At the point D, we can have an exterior angle which is named as angle ADQ. So this is ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Angle ADQ is an exterior angle. Hence, it is equal to the interior opposite angles. This is my point number 2. Angle ADQ is equal to angle ABC. Write the same. Point number 2. Angle ADQ is equal to angle ABC. Reason is exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to the interior opposite angle. It is very much important to write the reason. Just complete it. Okay. Now point number 3. From 1 and 2, what we can come to a conclusion? ABC is common. Hence angle PAB is equal to angle ADQ. We have completed the sub question 1 which is asked to prove. Now the second sub question is angle AOB. This angle. So let me draw it here. AOB. Angle AOB is twice the angle ADQ. Okay. Now I need to prove that angle AOB is twice the angle ADQ. Here also AOB and ADQ are not having any relation, but AOB and ADB are the angle at the center and angle at the circumference. So if I prove these two angles, that is angle ADQ and angle ADB, if these two angles are equal, then we can prove that angle at the center is equal to the twice the angle ADQ. I hope you got this point, children. Let me repeat. We know it from the properties of circle that angle AOB is equal to angle twice the angle ADB. Angle at the center, angle at the circumference. Angle AOB is twice the angle ADB. But it is asked to prove that angle AOB is equal to twice the angle ADQ. So our target is to prove angle ADB is equal to angle ADQ. Let us think how we can do this. So first one is, now at the point PAB. This is angle at the intersection point of a chord and a tangent. Angle PAB is equal to angle ADB. This angle, just note down children, this angle, that is my point number 4. Angle PAB is equal to angle ADB. Write the reason. Angle of the alternate segment. Observe children, result number 3 and result number 4. Both the results are on the screen. What you can find? Yes. Point number 5. From 3 and 4, we can say that angle ADQ is equal to angle ADB. It is very much easy to identify. Now the last step to write is step number 6. Say that angle AOB is twice the angle ADB. Write the reason. Angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. From 5, angle AOB is equal to twice the angle ADQ. Hence, it is proved. And it is asked to prove the sub-question 3. Angle BAP is angle ADQ is equal to angle ADB. Already we have proved in step number 5. It becomes a magic. Already we have proved it. It is not necessary to do it again. You can already say that from in step number 5 it is proved that angle ADQ is equal to angle ADB. Very simple children, logic oriented question. Let me brief out once again. So we started our question with, to prove this angle, let me mark it as X. Angle PAB is equal to angle ABC, alternate angles. Next, exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to interior opposite angles. Hence, these two angles were equal. Next concept what we took is angle PAB is equal to angle ADB, angle of the alternate segment. As these two angles are equal, step number 3 is, point number 3 is solved. Hence, angle AOB can be equal to twice the angle ADB. This is the solution for question number 25. Question number 26. The diagram is ready. Let us see how this diagram is obtained. Sentence by sentence, read out the question and we'll draw the diagram accordingly. The first line is AB is a line segment. So let us mark AB a line segment. AB is a line segment. M is the midpoint. 3 semicircles are drawn with AM, MB and AB as diameter. 3 semicircles. First one diameter AM, second one diameter MB, third one diameter AB. 3 semicircles are drawn. And it is said that a circle with radius r is drawn so that it touches all the 3 semicircles. So here a circle is drawn, its radius is named as r, which touch all the 3 semicircles. Now the question is to find out AB is equal to 6 times r. So r is nothing but the radius of a circle which is drawn, which touch all the 3 semicircles. Now try to understand the question very much carefully, children. Here I can find a 3 semicircles. Okay, this is semicircle 1, this is semicircle 2 and this is semicircle 3. It is said that AM is a diameter. AM is a diameter and MB is also a diameter. So the midpoint of AM and the MB will be the centers of the circles, semicircles which is drawn with AM and AB. Let us mark this as P and Q. Now, consider the radius of the circle, semicircle drawn with the help of AM as capital R. So now what happens? AP is equal to R, PM is equal to R, PMQ is equal to R, QB is equal to R. Why? Because all are radius. Now come back to the diagram here. We can notice. Let us write AP is capital R, PM is capital R, MQ is capital R, and QB is capital R. So let me define the same. Let R be the radius of the semicircles drawn with AM and MB as diameter. This is my point 1. Now, second point is, let us write what is AM. What is AM, children? 2 times R. What is MB? 2 times R. So, AM and MB will be the radius of the third semicircle. AM and MB are the radius of the third semicircle. Hence, AM is equal to MN. So, measure of MN is also equal to 2R. So, observe the diagram very much carefully and try to connect one to the other one. I hope so you have got this, children. What did we do? We consider the radius of the small semicircle as capital R. Hence, the diameter AM will be twice the R and MB will be twice the R. AM and MB is nothing but the radius of the bigger semicircle, third semicircle. Hence, the measure of MN is also equal to 2R. Just keep this point aside. Now, we have drawn a line which touches, that is, from the S is the center of the small circle, and join PS. Now, for the semicircle, here AM is a semicircle. For this semicircle, PM is the radius and S is a exterior point and a tangent SM is drawn. So hence what happens? Angle at the point M is equal to 90 degree. Angle between radius and the tangent. Hence this part is equal to 90 degree. Write the same thing. Angle PMS is equal to 90 degree. Reason: angle between radius and tangent. After each step, children, pause the video, go through the diagram and write down the proof. Don't go listen to the complete question. At last you will be under confusion. After each step, pause the video, write down and think how and why it is. Now, I am going to consider a triangle PMS. Okay, and I am going to consider the line AB. Okay, first we'll go with this. AB is equal to AM plus MB, that is 2R plus 2R. Hence AB is equal to 4 times R. Keep this result aside. Now think of the Pythagoras theorem. Measure of PM is R, we know it already, and measure of PS. So at this point we have a slit. This is small r radius already, which is given in the diagram, and this part is the capital R. Hence PS is equal to R plus R. Then what is MS? This part, think children, again the remaining part of SN is the radius. So MS will be equal to R minus R. Here you can note down MN is 2R. At this point S we have R. Then what is this remaining? It is nothing but 2R minus R. Now why we are going to consider this? Because we are going to consider a right angle triangle. Consider triangle PMR where angle M is 90 degree. Measure of PM is equal to R, PS is equal to R plus R, and MS is equal to 2R minus R. This is easily to identify if you have understood the diagram. Now, by Pythagoras theorem, PS square is equal to MS square plus PM square. So what is PS? PS is R plus R whole square, which is equal to MS is given as 2R minus R whole square plus PM is capital R square. Apply the identity. Here capital R square plus small r square plus 2 capital R small r. Here this is 4r square plus r square minus 4r 2ab plus r square. What you can notice children, r square can be cancelled, r square can be cancelled. Now what is remaining? 2r is equal to 4r square minus 4r. Bring this to the other hand side. 2r plus 4r is equal to 4r square. 4 plus 2 is 6r is equal to 4r square. So if you just observe children, we don't need capital R. So hence how I can rewrite this? Let me write 4r is equal to 6r by r. 4r square, 1r has brought to the denominator. Then 4r is 6 times r. Now just observe, what did we prove in the beginning? It is said that we need to prove that AB is equal to 6 times r. So before that, first with the help of AB line, we have proved that AB is 4r. Now 4r is equal to 6r. Therefore AB is equal to 6 times r. So as we have 3 semicircles and a circle, the radius are differentiated with capital R and small r. Go through once. After each step, pause the video, write the result, write the reason, fill it in the diagram.